everyone, it's Tammy, and I'm going to make an exclusive card club member card today. This is from my stamping club with birthday blooms. This is a beautiful stamp set. I absolutely adore this. And we are going to make a cute card using, this is Blushing Bride. This is the designer series paper for the birthday bouquet. This is Wild Wasabi, Blushing Bride, and Whisper White. And I just remembered I need another piece of Whisper White to go on the inside of the card. So I'm going to cut a piece of Whisper White at 4 by 5 1/4 to go on the inside of the card. And I know that this one isn't exactly the same, but I'm just going to go with it. This will be my card, so I didn't have enough. So what you need is a piece of 8.5 by 11, and you're going to cut this piece of 8.5 by 11 at 4 1/4. So you really need a piece of 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, and folded into a card base. And then we have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4, whoops, this is for this, 4 by 5 1/4 designer series paper with the birthday bouquet. And I picked out this flower pattern. You could use whichever pattern you want, but I really like this, so that's the one I went with. And then I have a piece of Wild Wasabi, and this Wild Wasabi is cut at 3 1/8 by 4 1/8, and it will go on top like this. And then I have a piece of Blushing Bride cut at 3 by 4. And then I have a piece of Whisper White cut at 3 1/2 by 2 3/4, and that's going to go on top like this. And then I also have a piece of, we're going to pretend that this is 4 by 5 1/4, and this is just going to go right on the inside of that. And I have a piece of this silver string. What is this called? It is silver 1/8 inch ribbon, and I have about a foot. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and stamp, and I'm going to use the little single flower from the birthday blooms. And then I'm also going to use, I think on this one I will use the Happiest of Birthdays to You. And again, I'm going to use my Misty. You can use whatever you like. And I know that I want this up here, kind of over as far as I can get it to the edge. And then I want this to be down here like that. And I can do them both at the same time. Beautiful. So now I'm going to take my wet wipe and just clean off my stamps. And I have a cat here on my corner, on over my shoulder. Hi, Jambo. He's so stinking cute. Now, you can use whatever you'd like to color this in. If you want to use your alcohol markers, you can use that. If you want to use an aqua pen, you can do that. Whatever your heart desires, go for it. I think I am going to use my alcohol pens. You could even use like your Stampin' Up! Markers or whatever. I'm going to use some alcohol markers, and let's see, I'm going to use some shades of pink because I'm going to try to get maybe a little bit close to this Blushing Bride. I think this one is kind of close to that, so maybe I'll use those two and one more called Blush. That will work. And then I'll need a couple green shades. I'll do this one and this one. So I know that this isn't exactly Stampin' Up, but they don't offer alcohol markers with Stampin' Up. I guess they used to before I was a consultant, but they no longer do. But you can use your aqua brush, you can use your Stampin' Right markers. I guess I've already said all of that, but just use whatever you have. I know that at least one other person in this club has these markers, so I guess it might be nice to know what you guys do have. If you want to leave me a email or something to share with me what you have, that way I can kind of work with that a little bit maybe. I do love coloring with these markers. They're just nice to color with. I feel like this one's kind of drying out. It is. Maybe I need to add some colorless blender to that and see if I can get it to come back to life a little bit. But there we go. Now what I'm going to do, and you can use the little dots that are in here if you'd like, or if you want to, you can just kind of do some dots on your own, which is what I'm just going to do with the same green color, that kind of, this one's called Spring Dim Green. And then I'm going to take my blush one and kind of like that same technique I do with like Blushing Bride or whatever, I'm just doing it with the marker. And once you have it colored to your liking, I'm going to pop dot it or use Stampin' Dimensionals. To raise this up. Onto the Blushing Bride and just center it. And then we're going to use our glue gun or your snail, whatever, and I'm going to adhere this to the Wild Wasabi paper. And then what I'm going to do is take this and just cut it so it's a little longer on each side. And then I'm going to take my glue gun and just go around all 4 of my edges. And then I'm going to take my ribbon and put it where I want it, and then just bring it to the back so that it's getting stuck down with the glue I just put down, or the tape I just put down. So see how that's stuck down on there? Now if you want to, just for added, I usually do, I just go over where my ribbon is. And then I'm going to put this down in the middle. And then we'll put this down in the middle. And then with that extra piece that we did, we're going to run it underneath, and then we're going to tie a bow. Or if bows aren't your thing and you want to tie a knot, that's fine too. I never know if I need to tie it twice, like the knot twice to make the bow go in the direction I want, or just once. So we shall see. If I need to do it again, I'll redo it. Where is it? There it is. It was stuck by my fingernail. Yeah, and see how this makes the bow like that? That's no good. So I will tie this in another little knot to make these go the opposite direction. Hopefully that will do the trick. Every like, I don't know what it's called, but the first little knot thing, every one of those turns the bow 90 degrees. So that's what I did here, in case you guys missed that. Like my bow, the first time it was sticking up and down like this, but I wanted it to be like this. So I tied it in another knot. And I'm struggling now to make my bow look pretty. I wonder how much time is spent on perfecting bows. And then I'm going to cut these just at an angle. And there you go. Happiest of birthdays to you. Isn't that a pretty card? I love it. So cute. Oh, and then I need to adhere this to the inside. And if you wanted to put a sentiment in here, you sure could. But there is card number 2 of our Birthday Blooms card club. Stampin' Club, I guess. Yay!